I remember when the internet was free, where you had absolutely no moderation, where if you were an asshole, people would start to block you, and eventually you would be blocked by so many people that you had to change and stop being an asshole in order to communicate with others. When the chat in video games, like the chat from StarCraft or the chat from Warcraft, was completely unmoderated, you could have said anything you wanted and it wasn't a problem. I remember when people would have mods for Team Fortress and they would have porn in them, and people would find that funny. They would laugh at it rather than be outraged. What I'm talking about was the internet 10 years ago. Wasn't that far off. Nowadays, everything is moderated, everything is censored. For example, let's take Discord. The moment they got a sniff of the Chinese money, they became being the most draconic company out there. And what I mean by this is that a lot of people used Skype before Discord. They used Ventrilo and they used TeamSpeak. And in these places, you could have said anything you wanted. Anything. There wasn't any moderation whatsoever. Now, as people are going on Discord, they're finding out that Discord is releasing more and more draconic terms of service on what is considered hate speech. And there are cases where if you have a person on your server that says anything that's against the terms of service, the entire server gets banned. And in the most extreme cases, even the people on the server who didn't say anything, they also get banned. And you might ask, well, what's the problem with this? Well, there are some idiots out there who actually purchase video games from Discord, who spend money on Discord products. And when they get banned, they lose all of those games. They lose all of those products. So you need to be a special kind of idiot to actually invest and spend money on Discord. So when Anita Sarkeesian asked $20,000 to make a Discord server, it was funny back then because it was free to make one. You see, in the beginning, Discord didn't have these draconic policies. And you could just make a server and leave it like that. Now, if I were to make a Discord server, I would actually have to have a moderating team that would go through every single thing that people say, every single thing that people post, and sanitize the server. Count Dankula managed to get his server banned because someone found something posted on his server from a year ago. So you can understand the problem with this. Now you can't just have a server and have some friends coming on. No, you need to police it. You need to enforce moderate. Even if you don't want to moderate, if you want to use Discord and you have a big community, you have to sanitize it. You have to make it less fun. Which is why I choose not to start a Discord server. A lot of people are asking me, I would probably get a lot more subscribers and a lot more subscribe stars and Patreons if I would start the server, but I refuse to do so, precisely because of this. I don't want to moderate people. I don't want to take the right to be an asshole away from people. And I think that banter is actually fun. I think that banter is part of how normal, healthy interaction goes. And I don't want to be the one that decides, this is not banter, you're actually marginalizing members of a minority in this community, and we think that you are being toxic. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, okay? No one likes that guy. Now, the people in charge, the ones that decide what is offensive and what isn't, decided to die on the hill of defending cub porn. Now, if you're a normal person, you probably don't know what cub porn is, so let me educate you, right? It's a subculture of the furry fandom. Now, if you don't know what the furries are, the overwhelming majority of them, I'm pretty sure it's not all, but let's be honest, it's 99.9% at this point. They like to see anthropomorphic animals have sexual intercourse. So we're talking like Tom and Jerry fucking, okay? That are like normal, the regular ones. So these people, what they do is they draw art of Tom and Jerry having sex. Or they pretend to be these characters. Like some plump gentleman would pretend to be Bugs Bunny. And someone else from another computer would pretend to be Daffy Duck. And they would roleplay to each other. One would type, Bugs Bunny pushes his big love stick inside Daffy. And the other guy would say something like, Daffy quacks with glee and he feels buttered love inside. Okay, this is what furries do, right? I just want to create this image into your mind of the people that are judging if you're offensive or not. All right, like these are the furries. These are the normal furries, as I mean. Okay, but there's a subsection of them that are into cub porn. So they don't like Tom and Jerry. No, they like Tom and Jerry kids, if you know what I mean. They do like what the normal furries do, but they do it to the smaller version of the character. Okay? And this is what cub porn is. Like images of little Tom and little Jerry back when they were kids performing promiscuous activities. Now, apparently, according to the Discord moderating team, they were perfectly fine with couple. Nothing offensive regarding that. No, that's fine. Okay, that is perfectly acceptable. Until the FBI started cracking down and then they suddenly changed their mind and decided to ban it. But I just want you to understand that these are the people who decide if your actions are offensive or not. Considering that they live in glass houses, I don't understand why they keep talking about breaking the glass ceiling. Because it's going to rain in their house. It's going to rain in their head if they do that. But that was like a controversy that happened. Let's talk about a more recent controversy. So, a moderator on our Joe Rogan by the name of Mayor pointed out one of the people that is working at Discord, and this is what they have to say. It is through anger that you hear us. Okay, so the people that talk against hate speech post about anger. If you are frustrated about us, it means we were loud enough to get to you. Hashtag fuck cis white people. Now, I genuinely don't care. I'm not angry at you. I genuinely do not care who you want to fuck. Just as long as you don't want to fuck me, because it seems you're fucking a lot of people and I don't want herpes. But other than that, like you do you. I want to point out how these people, they're making the community standards for what is hate speech. And hate speech apparently is speech that is hateful and marginalizes people based on arbitrary characteristics such as race, sexual orientation. Now, if you take all of this and you put it into a machine, you put it into a computer, there is no way that the computer won't spit out that they will find this as a positive for hate speech. Like you are marginalizing people based on their arbitrary characteristics that they have no control over, which is race, the fact that they're white, and the fact that they're cis. Sorry, my bad. I didn't have the actual tweet. Apparently, this person has nothing against white people. It's all cis people. It's a little bit more inclusive. Okay, so even black cis people, Asian cis people, Jewish cis people, they all fall into the category of getting fucked by Ellen McGrady, which is not doing hate speech. But Ellen McGrady has a lot of other opinions. 3 jurors were kicked off this jury because they admitted they'd be biased about the case because I am trans. 3, hashtag Fox is white people. Fox is white people. No, that's not fair, GDI. I'm cuddle starved over here. And look how cute they are. I guess it's also a furry that we're talking about. So a furry gets to decide if you're being offensive or not. Brilliant. Absolutely. I love this system. I really love checking my spelling in order to make sure that I don't offend furries. I think I ruffled the feather of my cis allies on Facebook by saying cis people suck. Good riddance. I fucking hate cis straight religious people. Oh, so now we're discriminating based on religion as well. So this person doesn't like Muslims. And I seriously hope the fucker responsible drowns. If I went to work and represented my employer on a popular livestream while wearing a shirt that said "Die cis scum" on it, I'd be fired. I fucking hate cis people. Oh, I'm thinking I'm getting the hint. I don't think this guy or girl or whatever, I don't think they appreciate people who identify with their biological gender. Huh? Is this how I need to speak? Jacante, am I getting it right, Jacante? I'm trying. It's a learning experience. I used to call cis people normal, because 99.9% of the population has this characteristic. And if the overwhelming majority of the population has something, it's considered normal. Oh, it's not normal anymore, is it? It's abnormal. I see. I see, Jacante. Thank you for the input. Now, this lady, Katie Bat, apparently is a staff at Discord. The staffer. I didn't give a fuck. This is revolutionary queerness. This is dismantling the pointless colonial binary. You can't have this. Well, I guess as the colonial binary that is about to be dismantled, I make it a point never to purchase anything from Discord. Nothing. Nothing. And I will not start a Discord server either. Okay? Because the colonial binary is afraid of Katie Bat's wrath. And I don't want to make her uncomfortable with herself by sleeping knowing that she got money from the colonial binary. You know, I don't want to put that on her. I don't want her to think it's like, oh, I got like this evil money coming towards me. No, absolutely not. So I will spare her that. She can take Chinese money. I understand the Chinese are very polite to their LGBTs. I understand that the Chinese people are very considerate and they're also non-colonial. You know, that they don't have the colonial binary. How do you translate "zer" into Chinese or "her"? I'm curious. Do they have "they" in their language? Maybe not. Maybe Katie Bat should educate them. Now, I want to make something absolutely clear. Do not contact Katie Bat. My boy Zach likes to say, and he's got a point. These people, they consider everything that's not a compliment, they consider it to be harassment. So everything that's not a compliment or agreement, they consider that you're harassing them, and they consider actual harassment assault. So please, don't make my life difficult into contacting them. Now, I do want you to know that this Discord staffer will subvert and take away your spaces, and they don't care about being authoritarian. So, with that in mind, please use your best judgment when purchasing Discord products. Because if you happen to offend this person, okay, if you happen to do anything that this person doesn't like, you can get banned from Discord, and all the money that you spent, everything that you purchased, is going to go away. So, with that said, you're now a little bit more educated on the subject. See, I also like to educate people. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section.